Hello and welcome to Mighty Success Blueprint. I'm really excited to have you here today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the law of sacrifice, right? Now this law will definitely excite you because it's really important. Like I said, we're doing these laws because, hey, it's very important to understand and work together with these laws so that we can maximize our lives, right? You want to live 100%. Or beyond 100. You don't want to have limits, right? You don't want to have limits. You don't want to have yourself fighting the universe at any one time, because that battle has been said already. You never win, right? So let's dive right into Right, so welcome to Mighty Success Blueprint. Again, my name is Nicholas Mighty. This is another law of the universe, and it's the law of sacrifice, which actually states that, for you to get something of greater value, you must give away that which you consider of lesser value, right? So you can get the other. It's just like if I have this little stand in my hand, right? What else can I hold in here? I can hold a few things, right? But for me to get something more into these hands, or into this hand particularly, I've got to let go of this, and now I can pick up something else, right? So it's very important to understand this, because it puts you ahead in life, right? And I'll tell you how this law applies basically when it comes to things like, basic things like you and your house, right? I like this example. Many people have a problem because they don't declutter their houses. And I know this because I've visited quite a few. Now, if I've visited you, I'm not talking about you, right? But many times you find yourself heaping up stuff that you don't use. You have clothes that you haven't, been wearing in more than a year. And very many times you think that, you're gonna have more clothes, right? Now, it's going to be very difficult, right? It's going to be very difficult. In fact, the law states that most of the times, I've done some reading around this law, but most of what I have found is, you could get away by getting something else, even when you hold on to some stuff, but you won't make use of it, right? You won't make any use of it. It's just like people who get quick money. Sometimes they just don't know what to do with it because they didn't put in the work. It doesn't make any meaning, right? They haven't given away, they haven't sacrificed something in order to get something. And I'm not talking about struggling and, working yourself out. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, what are you willing to give away so you get something of a much higher value, right? Because for you to hold something, you must let go if you're going to get something else, especially something of a higher value. I've explained the idea of a house and how you can declutter and attract more things. Again, we go back into the law of attraction, attracting more into your life. You gotta declutter, whether it's your house, whether it's your, the kind of junk that you have around in your heart, maybe in your, in your mind. You gotta trade it, right? There are habits that are not helping, but you kept them and you still do them. They're taking up time for that which you can actually, use to improve your life. So it's very important to understand this law and how this law can actually become really a tool that you can use to go to the highest levels in your life, right? So it's very important to understand that whenever you want something of a higher value, just think, just look around. There must be something that is taking up the space for whatever you want, right? Now, it's not that straightforward that when you give away the other one, and of course the other one will come in. All I'm trying to say is, hey, be open to what the universe is saying all the time. Listen from your heart. You will always get the answers. I was studying another law earlier on, and which is the law of relativity, and I got really excited about the idea of the fact that everything happens, right? But it depends on how you interpret it, right? So it eats you to give things meaning, So when you look at most of these laws, you get to understand how to live. We talk about wise living, living wisely, so you don't offend the universe, right? Because you don't want to walk, in resistance, right? You want to free flow. You want to flow where the river is going. You don't want to go upstream, right? You don't want to flow up the hill Okay, so it's very, very important to understand. And yeah, so that's basically the law of sacrifice. Drop me some comments and let me know what you think about this law that I have shared. And if you've encountered something different, right? Again, if you look at all of these laws, like I said, you can actually work them all using the law 0, right? And that's the law of love, right? It includes all giving and receiving. It includes the law of attraction. It covers everything because, again, like we read, if you haven't watched those videos, by the way, check the links in the description and you can be able to watch them, especially the law 0. Make sure you watch it. Basically talks about how you can live above the law, right? Above all of these laws, right? Not in resistance, not in in sort of a negative way, but living above them. In other words, you're doing something much higher than the laws, which is love. Love allows you to give, right? So you never have clutter, all right? Love actually allows you to, to attract more things in your life because that's exactly what you give away, right? If you want to friendly people, then you go out and be friendly. So very, very important to understand that these laws are actually here to support us, right? We can see from them and, better our lives somehow. So thank you. Drop me some comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the stuff that I've shared. And how do you think we can actually implement this in our lives? Hey, thank you, and I'll catch you again in my next video.